a Hall of Fame basketball player, married in January 2025, divorced filing by March 2026, 14 months. That's how long it took for one of the most explosive celebrity divorces of this decade to detonate, and the shrapnel is still flying. On one side, a woman in tears on social media, holding up what she claims is a bag of cocaine and screaming into the camera that her daughter has been ripped from her home by Child Protective Services. On the other side, a 6'10" former NBA champion who just walked into Crypto.com arena for an NBA game, sat courtside, smiled for the cameras, and posted a Snapchat on a black screen with 6 words, "Never done coke in my life." This is not a love story gone wrong. This is a war. And what makes it fascinating, what makes it unlike almost any celebrity divorce you've seen, is that Dwight Howard and Amy Luciani are not fighting over money or assets or even their child. They are fighting over something far more dangerous. They are fighting over the narrative. And right now, only one of them is winning it. Let's establish the facts, because the timeline here is critical. Dwight Howard and Amy Luciani, whose legal name is Amber Rose Howard, went public with their relationship in December 2024 and married just 1 month later in January 2025. That is a 6-week runway from going public to walking down the aisle. In the celebrity world, that's not a red flag. That's a siren, a flare gun, and a foghorn going off at the same time. They had been married barely 14 months when the whole thing detonated publicly. But here's what the timeline reveals that nobody is saying out loud. Luciani filed for divorce from Howard after just 6 months of marriage in July 2025. She came back. Then Howard filed again in March 2026. Both cases were eventually dismissed before Howard filed again in March 2026, describing the marriage as irretrievably broken. So, this marriage didn't collapse once. It collapsed, got resuscitated, and then collapsed again harder. And the question that matters, the question that the court documents are now beginning to answer, is who was doing what during those months in between. Luciani herself addressed this publicly, saying, "Everyone around me told me you made a commitment, though sickness and health, and that played with my mind after I filed for divorce at 6 months. I came back because, honestly, I tried to listen to the married people around me who said it was too soon to walk away." She stayed, and the question now is whether staying cost her everything. Early March 2026, Amy Luciani goes on social media and does something that almost nobody does in a celebrity divorce. She destroys the script entirely. In an emotional video, Luciani said, "My marriage has landed me in a very dangerous position. My stepdaughter was just taken by CPS because of her father." Thai CPS. "Police have been here 3 times in less than 3 months, and I stood in it by my husband.
But I'm fucking losing my fucking marriage to this shit! This shit right here!"
Even though I was scared for my own self." But she doesn't stop there. She holds up a bag on camera in public for millions of people to see, which she claims contains cocaine belonging to Howard. She said, "This is what I'm off **king losing my marriage to," as she poured the substance into her hand. Understand what just happened. A woman, legally named Amber Rose Howard, known publicly as Amy Luciani, a love and hip-hop alum with a public platform, has just accused a Basketball Hall of Famer of cocaine addiction on Snapchat and Instagram, while simultaneously revealing that a child has been removed from their home by the state. She detailed how Howard's alleged addiction led to repeated authority involvement and made one particularly disturbing claim, that Howard coached his 12-year-old son to lie to police, instructing him to accuse Luciani of drug use in order to shift blame. Now let's talk about what this video did strategically, because this isn't just someone venting. This is a calculated PR move, or at least it looks like one in retrospect. Within 24 hours, the video was everywhere. The Shade Room, TMZ, Complex, The Griot, Gossip, Every outlet that drives Black celebrity culture picked it up. Even Howard's ex, Royce Reed, chimed in on social media. Though notably without sympathy for Luciani, Reed's message to the public was essentially, the world had been warned about Howard's alleged behavior long ago. The public was in Luciani's corner. The sympathy was real. The engagement was enormous. And then Dwight Howard did something that completely changed the power dynamic. He said almost nothing and showed up smiling at an NBA game. Photographs emerged on March 8, 2026. The same weekend, Luciani's videos went viral of Dwight Howard attending an NBA game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the New York Knicks at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. 4. This is not an accident. You do not accidentally show up courtside at a nationally televised game the same weekend your wife is on social media, alleging cocaine use and CPS involvement. That is a decision. That is a publicist's decision or Howard's own instinct firing. But either way, it is a choice. The message to the public was binary and deliberate. I am not rattled. I am not hiding. I am not guilty. His Snapchat response to the cocaine allegations came as a black screen with white text. Never done coke in my life. Y'all will believe everything y'all see on the internet. Lol. 6 words. A laugh, a dismissal. And then, while Luciani was pouring alleged cocaine onto her hand on video, Howard was sitting courtside.
Right here, I told everybody, y'all got my stepdaughter.
While she was breaking down in tears for the internet, he was posting a casual lull to his Snapchat. The contrast was studied, and whether you believe Howard or Luciani, the PR outcome in week 1 was clear. He looked composed, and she looked chaotic. Then his son stepped into the ring. Braylon Howard, Dwight's son with ex-girlfriend Royce Reed, got on Instagram stories and posted a written message that said simply, I told y'all. Then, in a video, he doubled down. But my mama crazy, my side of the family crazy, I'm crazy, my brother crazy, my sister crazy. I hope you getting the help you need, but I told y'all. My mama did too, especially. Analyze that for a second. Braylon doesn't defend his father directly. He doesn't address the cocaine.
But my mama crazy, my side of the family crazy, I'm crazy, my sister crazy, my brother crazy.
He doesn't mention CPS. He positions the entire narrative around a single frame. We saw this coming, and nobody listened. That is a sophisticated message for someone his age, and it shifts the lens away from Howard's alleged behavior and back onto Luciani's credibility. Whether that was coached or organic, it worked. March 7th, 2026. One day before Howard appeared at that Lakers game, Howard called Gwinnett County Police and alleged that Luciani had taken jewelry, his wedding ring, phones, money, and personal items from his car, alleging close to $20,000 was taken. Howard filed for divorce on March 9, 2026, officially calling the marriage irretrievably broken. Luciani filed her own competing divorce petition the same day. 2 people filing for divorce from each other on the same day. That's not a split, that's a sprint to the courthouse. The legal maneuvering escalated fast. By April 5, 2026, the situation had reached a new level. According to court documents cited by Us Weekly, Howard alleged that Luciani showed up at his residence on April 5, her first visit in 6 weeks, and threatened to punch him in the throat. He further claimed she threatened to kill whoever was in the car with him and had devised a plan aimed at causing him to lose custody of his daughter. In the paperwork submitted April 6, Howard also described a pattern of behavior in which Luciani had threatened him with a knife, gun, or other deadly weapon, and had allegedly killed or injured pets or threatened to do so. He alleged she exhibited excessive jealousy and obsessive tendencies and had a history of substance abuse, becoming physically aggressive when drunk or high. Howard then flagged something that tells you how serious he believed the threat was. He noted that a firearm in his home is readily accessible to Luciani, adding that he feared she could attempt to use deadly force. A judge signed the protective order the very next day, April 7th. The order required Luciani, whose legal name is Amber Howard, to stay at least 100 yards away from Howard, two of his children, his Georgia mansion, and the children's private school. The judge also granted Howard temporary exclusive use of the residence and a 2015 Mercedes. Luciani is prohibited from contacting Howard or his children by phone, text, or social media. In the space of 30 days, Luciani went from having the public's full sympathy to being legally barred from a home she lived in, a school her child attended,